There we are. Okay. I have a bunch of cabochons that are almost done and a bunch that are done. So I just have this little tray I keep of all my cabochons. So I thought I would show you guys a bunch that I have done. I'll show you the dragon eye ones first. Um, and all of these I learned from Yvonne Williams on YouTube. I learned the technique from her. And I've been playing around with it for different styles and techniques. But the basic technique I learned from her on YouTube. She also goes by Back to Earth Creations on Brain on Instagram. Duh, there we go. Um, and then I've tried playing with a couple different types of rocks. She wraps a couple, so I tried that, and that didn't turn out great. I used too thick of wire, so I think I'm going to undo it and retry it. And then I tried some kind of like owl eyes with a single dot. So, there we go. So these are all of them that I have done. And I did one with a red center. That one turned out okay. I don't think I should have done the blue-green in there, but the cool part is the flash in all these. And I'll do this as I put them away here. I have metallic or gold or glitter nail polish on all of these somewhere. So they all have this really cool shine to them. And this is all nail polish I either had at home or I've gotten at Dollar Tree. This is the one I tried that is not shiny. I did two different reds and a green, and I made the pupil a little too big, but I still think it's fun. It just gives a very different look than these ones that have the really cool flash to them. Like this one that has super glitter. And this is where the next two I'm going to show you are where I kind of started trying something different. You can see, let's see if I can go, there we go, where I did the last layer, like all of my scratching layers I didn't do all the way into the middle, and then the last two layers I did in the middle, and so you've got that really high definition color of my last color or last two colors. This one I did in 3 layers, so I did a dark gray, then I did like a turquoise, then a silver, and then a light blue. That's my light blue. I haven't put a black coat on it yet. Most of these I try and put the black nail polish on the back just so I know they're completely done. But this one I think turned out pretty cool. And this is one of my favorites of the big ones. Just following Yvonne's basic technique. And I'll show you real quick. This is the kind of nail polish I'm using. I found this on clearance at Halloween for I think $1.50, so I've been using that for the pupils. I found this on clearance at Meijer, so I've been trying that. And where's my other one? And this one I found for clearance. It wasn't $3.99, it was a little cheaper. But yeah, if I find clearance nail polish, but I've really gotten into the glitters. I have two different, I have a red and a copper, got silver. My only glitter that's hard to use is this one, because as I'm scraping at it, it actually catches the glitter and scrapes it, because you can see how chunky the glitter is for how thin the clear gel is there. But it's a lot of fun. So then these are my owl eyes that I was experimenting with. And you can see that I didn't quite wait long enough where those big chunks of the lightest color are. That light pink, which I think is this color. That kind of skin tone there in between the blue and the purple. But this was another one I tried that layer where I did the blue and then I did the purple. And then I added some of that silver in there. And the silver was my last color. This one I did traditionally. There we go. And that's got gold and copper. And I think black was my last color, or gray. And then again, this was, I did another layer effect on the outside. I'm not sure if I like the layer effect or if I want to keep it more traditional. And then my husband had some of the big bags of gems. So I thought I would try these. This is a clear gem that I painted with green and scraped it away and then added red to the back. But the green made it so dark that unless you hold it up to the light, it's kind of hard to see. Now, if I could flip my phone up, I'm not going to do that because it's already in its ray. It's nice. But if I hold it up to the light with the back part to the light, it looks pretty cool. This one is bluish purple stone. You can just see the eye when I pull my hand away. And this has, I think it's a light purple and a fuchsia. I love this hot pink. It's ridiculous. I have this hot pink and this hot green. What is this color? Mint. And this is flamingo, I think. Absolute are the color names. I always find it funky what the color names are. So this is another one. If you hold it up to the light, it looks pretty cool, but you can't really see much with just holding it like that. This is the attempt I made at trying to wrap it, and the eye looks so cool, and you just can't see it because of how thick the wrapping is, because I used coated wire, and I found some regular wire, so I'm going to redo that. And then because I had my gears out, I just put glass. Oh, I'm getting a call. Decline. Sorry, guys. I just put some mirrors behind some gears. I thought I could do some stuff with that. So that's kind of in my little bin over here. Excuse me. So, one of the other things I'm trying with the cabochons, oops. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I have been in love and going insane with the color shift paints. I've been doing them in my journals and stuff. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera there. I had to lean over the table. But this orange, I love that flash. This one, because you can hardly see it, but it got a fleck of green paint somehow in there. And I actually wanted the scratching around the eye. I thought that would make it look more realistic. And then this purple is kind of a purple blue flash. This one's a little harder to see, but here are the paints I used. And then the purple one. And then this one I didn't use, but this is another color we also have. It's the aqua. So I wanted to show you what the cabochons look like, because I've had people say, oh, you have to put everything on them. So they don't have the black on it. They have nothing. This is how they come. They're completely clear. They're like teardrops. Completely translucent. And before I do anything to them, I always rub the back side because I just touched the heck out of it. So I just rubbed this bottom, the flat side, on my shirt, and I'm going to put it back in the tissue that I keep it in, and it's actually the tissue that it came in. Put it right back in the little, this is a 35 millimeter, this is a 25 millimeter, and this is a 30 millimeter. And I had a 20 millimeter. See, woo, throwing stuff around. So this is a 20 millimeter, 25 millimeter, 30 millimeter, 35 millimeter. The standard size you will find if you look up a cabochon is a 1 inch, which is the 25 millimeter, which is this guy. The reason I have this one tipped upside down is I'm going to scratch this one with you guys. And so I'm just making sure the paint is dry. I did these last night and they're sticking a little bit, but not too bad. So I'm going to leave this one as is, I think. I like how that looks, that shine and the funky pupil I wanted to try. So this one we're going to start with. And what I use, some people use an awl, which I'm going to be using today. Some people use a, what is it called? An X-Acto knife. That scares me a bit because I already have cut myself with this before. And that's not blood, by the way. That is this nail polish. Speaking of cutting myself. And so I like this that I got at Joann's a couple years ago. It comes in its own little sheath. It just kind of sits in there. And then that tucks in there for a handle. So this is the awl I'll be using. Because this is dried overnight, I've never done this paint, so I'm going to hold this. But when the cabochons have dried overnight, I find it really difficult to pull it. So I'll actually keep it on the table and pull it, because if I try to do this, I will keep hitting my fingers. So often I'll have a craft mat on my table, but I think I'm okay. And because I thought I was going to save, I was not going to do this. I covered up my pupil. So I'm going to have to kind of be careful with this, because I do not want to cut into my pupil. All right. So literally, ooh, this is not going to work. This is so goopy, and this has been 24 hours. Wow. Okay. Get out of there, green globby. Globby that's causing all my problems. Wow. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yep, I can just peel it right off. Okay, well, the good part about this is because this is a different style of paint, and oh, nope, it's peeling everything right up. Darn, I was kind of hoping it was going to keep the pupil on there. Dang. Okay, so that's what that looks like. That's one of the nice things about these being glass. I'm just scraping everything off, and I'll often use these, like if that got stuck on the outside, I can scrape it, and I'm not worried about how I'm going to scrape the glass. It takes a lot to scrape the glass. So, all right, so like I said before, I'm gonna rub that on my belly, on my shirt, and I'm gonna do a new pupil. Shaking up my black. And I'm just going to try and kind of do 1 point on one end, 1 point on another, which doesn't always work. That one's kind of wonky. So I'm going to use my tool, see if I can spread it out a little bit. And that's how I got my, stop wiggling, thank you. That's how I got the sketchy look before. I said stop wiggling. I'm hardly wiggling the table, peesh. I meant to say geez, I don't know how I got peesh, but you know. Get off there. And I always end up covered in nail polish by the time I'm done with this. Okay. Round that out a little bit. Okay, so by doing that, I made the center a little weak. and transparent. So I'm going to try and dab. Drag a little bit onto there. And there we go. Because I added so much, I can actually spread that around. See if I can fill in that line a little bit. I don't feel like I'm shaking the table. Oh, I'm barely on camera. Sorry, guys. Yeah, filling that little line. That's what I was trying to do. Oh, so close. There we go. So not perfect, but I will often accidentally scrape into the center piece. So that can sit over there for now. Tighten up my black. Okay. So now these are the three which aren't completely dry that I painted before my stream started. And if you are not patient like me, the best way to tell if you don't want to wait for them to like 100% totally cure, if you push on it and it doesn't leave your fingerprint, I have found, okay, that is good, dry enough where it's not going to leave a huge scar line. Okay, is that my greasy finger or is that leaving an actual indent? Okay, we'll do that one last because I can't tell. Excuse me. All right, so this, which color was this? This was this color, if anybody wanted to know. And I also used the same color for this. This I had already done the red around the outside. That was this. Instead of scraping the red because it was so light already, I just decided to add the blue over top. And this is this color. There we go. Thanks for focusing. Okay, so I'm going to start with the smallest one. And I'm actually going to start with this on the table just because I know the red is under there. And this might be harder to go through. Which, so far, so good. Sorry, it's probably kind of hard to see. And the thinner your lines, the closer they are together without clumping, the better. And I'm just getting little tendrils here that you want to clean off. And I do not want to go into my pupil here. Keeps wanting to spin. Oh, stop shaking. Let's see if I can turn my hand so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see what it looks like so far. So that is the effect I've gotten so far, which I like, but because I'm going to be adding one, if not two more colors, let's see if there's any more I can just put in here. So I'm just going to kind of go wild and add a few more, kind of haphazardly. And this is where I can sometimes get those really big sections at the bottom that break off. See, these are trying to, so I'm just gently pulling those off. And you can see how much of that I've pulled off. It's a decent amount. So this is what we're looking like so far. So I've got that red and that blue. So I'm now going to pick, so I've got this color, this color. So let's see, what color should I do? kind of want to do a dark green, but I don't know if I have one. I'll do silver. Yeah, let's do... Do I want to do silver? I can do bright green. No. I could also go really light, do something like that. Which actually, I think I will do that. And then I'll probably scrape it one more time and do another metallic-y color. So now I'm holding it so that hopefully my fingers aren't in the way. Oh, come on, get off. There we go. And I want to just glob this in there. Because this is a lighter color, I want to make sure this is getting an actual color and not just being completely transparent. Because it's a really light effect there. Okay. Next! Alright, so now that I know this blue is really not that hard to do, I can go ahead and hold it in my hand here. Nope, I'm going to do this. And the larger the eye, the more layers you can do. I have found that from Yvonne. The smaller the eye, the harder it is to get a lot of layers. Okay. Let's see if you can see a little better what I'm doing. Oh, I stabbed the pupil. That's what it looks like when you stab it. All of a sudden you have this big light region. So you do want to be careful on where you're stabbing. So I have to make a decision if, oh, I just did it on that side. Okay. So now I'm gonna make this a jagged edged pupil edged. Nice English, Danielle. And so I am intentionally, I'm trying not to go too far into it. I think I went pretty far into it. So, and so, my next color is actually going to fill this in. Okay. So, oops. I was wondering why that looks so weird. There we go. Stuck it down on a piece of itself. So that's where we are. And I was trying not to get these huge chunks. Unfortunately, I did. But we're going to go ahead and do silver. Ayo, silver. Away. And these glitter ones fill in really nice. So I don't have to worry quite so much about that. And I want to make sure I'm leaving my pupil unexposed. So I actually don't have this problem again. Which I didn't do a great job. Oh, sorry. I forgot how close you were. I want to make sure I'm filling in everything and trying to leave that exposed. Alright, so I got one more, but I didn't want this to be a super long stream, and I did call this both a inking and dragon eyes. So I'm just gonna finish this off with showing you excuse me, with showing you what I am working on for my coloring book. Goodness, it's telling me rotate device. It's being stupid. Okay. So, stop telling me to rotate device. It's fine. Sorry for all the shaking, guys. It's fine. See? It's fine. I'm telling you, this new phone is awesome, but not awesome. So this is a part, I don't want to show the whole thing, but this is a part of one of the coloring pages I am working on. Unfortunately, the pen I was using just died. Like the ink nib fell, or not fell, got pushed up into the tip. And I think that's because I was working on one of my mixed media pages, or actually I recently did the 7 Deadly Sins, and over on my Instagram you can see that, but I inked it out with my favorite pen. I love the Stabilo Sensor Fine. I've got this in an art box, gosh, a year or so ago, and it served me so well. But the nib, come on, the nib is like non-existent. It's pushed so far in there that I was having to draw like this and push really hard, and I kept pushing it further in. So I found another pen that we had that is making similar width lines, because that was my concern. Is okay, great, I don't mind making a drawing with a different pen, but I've already started inking this for my coloring book that I'm trying to get done, and now it's got all these different line widths, is what I didn't want to do.